Hey everybody, RiceyP coming back to you again. It's been a while since I've really been back on YouTube and posted any videos, and the reason for that is I have been quite busy. Busy with other things, busy with our podcast that we do, trying to get things back on track for the new year. So, I thought since 7.2 is in large debate currently about changes, about buffs, about nerfs, all kinds of stuff, new content, that I would come back to you and talk a little bit about Mistweaver Muxcom 7.2 here. So, as everybody knows, we have got artifact weapons currently. Now, with our artifact weapons, we have points that we can distribute into them, to which the currency to do that is artifact power. Now, with this coming of 7.2, it will introduce the 5 new traits in which you can put artifact power into, and it also introduces the ability to push the power of your artifact weapon to an incredibly high point. So, as you can see right here on the screen, I have got 36 points into my weapon here. Now, this is every point that's in every talent, including all 3 golden talents that you get, plus 2 points into it, and I haven't put any more. As you can see, I'm sitting on 20,946,450 artifact power. The reason I'm doing this is because I never found this to be very much of a good sink. If you PvE a lot, it's a good sink. It increases little by little until you're powerful, more powerful than you were. This trait is not active in PvP. I PvP. So what I have done is I've just kind of saved the points because there were rumors that there were going to be new points that were going to, or new talents rather, that you could put points into. And they were going to rework things. So, with that said, I thought I would get out there and do a small video here about really where the artifacts sit currently. Now, with these artifacts, as I mentioned, currently you can put up to, I think it's 54 or 55 points into your weapon if you want to max it out. Each time that you get another level, you need to require more artifact power for that level to get another point. So what I've done is I've actually just started accumulating the points and sitting on them learned in my weapon here. So this is what it looks like currently, if anyone's curious to see what I run. In my frost slot, I'm running Comet Dust. It's an 855. It increases the duration of renewing mist by 4 seconds. I'm running Borrowed Soul Essence, which is an upgraded version of a blue. This is an 860. This is for the life slot. It increases the healing of Enveloping Mist by 13%, so it adds another point down here to the Enveloping Mist. And then for my Storm, I'm running Harpy Bane Fetish. It's Titan Forged. It's an 865, and it binds when picked up, obviously. This is going to increase the healing done by Soothing Mist by 13%. In PvP, these are the 3 important heals that I believe I get the most out of. And if I can get more healing onto those, it's going to help me in the long run be able to heal in PvP. So, we've got all that going, and then as you can see, I've got 36 points. So I've got all the points in, and I've got 2 points into my Mistweaving. Now, I debated on grinding this out, and there's a lot of people who have a lot more time than I who have grinded these out and have all 20 points in here. Now what I'm going to show you is first what we have when it comes to what we can look forward to. So this is straight off of Wowhead, and essentially what this is this is actually a target of what we're going to see when 7.2 goes live. So we're looking at everything here. Now they're moving the point that was right here. If you can see my mouse cursor, they're actually moving it over to the left here. Right here. And if you've noticed, we've also got some talents down here. They're pretty good talents. They're, better than putting points into the Mistweaving up here, currently. So, this is going to put everything that we have to max your weapon out. Currently, it's like 54, 55. After the patch of 7.2, it is going to be 111 points are going to be maxed out into your weapon to be completely finished with it. At least for now, we're completely finished for it. So, one of the brand new spells, or artifact traits, I should say, we have, is Tendrils of Revival. Now, you can put 1 point into this. Oh, I'm sorry. Mists of the Broken Temple. I'm not sure exactly why it misdealed the thing there. So, the very first talent that you can put points into with the new talents that they're offering, the new artifact traits, are, the first one is Mists of Broken Temple. Now, it increases the healing done by 10%, damage done by 10%, and stamina done by 10%. Now, you can put 1 point into this. So, let's go ahead and do that. That's then going to unlock the next one, Tendrils of Revival. Reduces the cooldown of Revival by 10 seconds, and every point that you put into this is going to reduce it further. So, there's 10 seconds, there's 20 seconds, there's 30 seconds, there's 40 seconds. On a 3-minute cooldown, 40 seconds is pretty good. It's actually pretty good. Then it's going to unlock Effusive Mists. Effuse causes Shaylun to generate a cloud of mist. So this is, your Effuse then will now also create your clouds of mist that power your ability down here on my bar, as you can see. And that is, I'm for the life of me can't think of what in the world it's called at the moment. Let me get my spellbook open and we'll find out real quick. Let's see. Shaylun's Gift. Draws in all nearby clouds of mist generated by Shaylun, healing the target for 83,000 per cloud absorbed. It can stack up to 12, so this is going to allow Effuse to be able to also generate those clouds. Then we have another golden talent, Whispers of Xiaohao. Consuming all mist of Shaylun causes each active mist to additionally heal nearby targets for 200% of spell power. This is a pretty huge ability, actually. This is pretty nice. A very nice ability to have. Then here's the one that's going to completely blow your mind. So you have the option to fill this in for Mistweaving, or you also have the option to go over here and start dumping points into Concordance of the Legion Fall. Now every class spec on every weapon has got Concordance of the Legion Fall, and this is meant to be kind of your end game, necessarily, if you're looking for min-maxing and things like that. So, for 1 point into your Concordance of the Legion Fall, it increases your versatility by 2,000 for 10 seconds. And that's with your abilities having a chance to trigger so. And it can proc, as it says right here, approximately 1.37 procs per minute. Which, that's not horrible. So, we go in here. That's 1, 2, 22, 24. You can put 50 points in here, if you can see this. So, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put 50 points in here. And we're going to find out exactly how much versatility we're going to get off of this. In the end, you're going to take, or get rather, 11,800 versatility for 8 seconds. 10 seconds, sorry. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good stat. So, in my opinion, for PvP, if this is going to be active, this one right here, according to 7.2, this then will be active. Mistweaving will be active. Actually, before 7.2 probably. They're going to do it in Season 3. Because we're in Season 2 currently, and Season 3 they're going to activate this talent. So, with that, I feel like the Concordance of Legion Fall is probably going to be a little bit more needed than this, because this increases your healing done by a significant amount in the end. In end game it does. But it's kind of wasted points when you're getting more points off of this because of the versatility increase, I think. But who knows? We really probably should run that through a sim of some kind. I don't do that, but I mean, if it was run through a sim to find out which one would be better. With all the points into the weapon, as I mentioned, it's 111 points. So there we go, we're at 111. You get an increase of healing by 14.5%. Then you're also getting your additional 11,800 versatility with a chance to trigger, obviously, with your spells and abilities, for Concordance of the Legion Fall. And then we've got all these other new great talents. So that's kind of a look at what is to come with Mistweavers with this. Now, also, recently discussed, if anyone listens to the Victor Sanctum podcast, I'm one of the hosts on there. We do a news show as well. I reported not only in the news show, but in the show this week for 3.6, that we also are facing quite a nerf incoming. And I say this on the precipice of saying this is going to seriously affect PvP. Now, for the first time ever, Blizzard has come out publicly and said that the talent for Mistwalk, which is this talent right here. Oh, you can't see it because it's behind the deal. Let me go ahead and hide this. So, Mistwalk, instantly dash to a friendly player, heal them for 174,369. 20-second recharge, has 2 charges, has a 40-yard range. This ability is being removed. They are saying that the Mistweaver Monk, and Mistwalk are too overpowered in RBGs, Battlegrounds in general, and they feel it's imbalanced. They have never made a change, as far as I know publicly, about something that is seriously broken only in Battlegrounds. Usually seriously broken things go on and on and on in Battlegrounds, and we always hear, well, it's working fine in Arena. So I'm a little frustrated at this, because we're being made an example of. I'm not sure if this is the new way Blizzard are going to do things, or if this is just one of those instances. But the problem with this is, we need this. We need this in Arena, where it actually matters, where balance is. We are not the top healers in Arena, currently. We are not going to be the top healers in Arena, and once we lose this, granted, they're giving us a defensive cooldown, they're giving us Fortifying Brew back, which they removed in Legion when they did all the pruning, and they're also giving us back Chi Wave. Chi Wave is garbage, it breaks CC like crazy, and then we have Fortifying Brew, which, I mean, I guess I will take a defensive cooldown, because we have, the only thing we have for a defensive cooldown currently is Life Cocoon. Everything else is mobility, and trying to get out of the way and not being hit. So, it's going to be different than the version of Brewmasters, which is a 7-minute cooldown. Apparently, they've got this on a 90-second cooldown, and it's going to do the same thing. It will increase your health by 20%, maximum health, and it also will increase, or decrease, the damage being done to you by 20% for 15 seconds. Now, 15 seconds is a long time for something to come into effect for that, but I don't know if this is an equal trade. I feel like this is not an equal trade. The mobility and the heal that we get from Mistwalk traded for something that, you know, we can be caught and stunned and, you know, globalled, because in my opinion right now, the problem with World of Warcraft is the fact that we have to be so mobile because of the other offensive characters have so much mobility and movement, viability and option. You've got Demon Hunters, you've got Warriors, you've got Rogues. Subtlety Rogues you cannot get off. You've got Survival Hunters now, which are even harder to shake. You've got Feral Druid, which rip Mistweavers apart. You have, I'm trying to think of the other classes. I know I'm probably missing some, but those are the ones off the top of my head. They all have really good mobility, and they're really hard to shake. Mistwalk allowed us to try to shake them, and to not make them as overpowered in Battlegrounds. Now, we are the most mobile healers that there are, but we still are very much dependent on stopping to heal often. It's not like we are like we were in Mist of Pandaria, where we had rejuvenation orbs or healing spheres, to where we could just throw those as we run and they would heal. It's frustrating, but I'm going to stick with the class. I've always stuck with this class, and I'm just going to have to stick with it and learn to live. Learn to play differently again for a 5th time. And this isn't one of those things to where it's a small change of a, percentage nerf to healing that, can be figured out in the long run. This is actually a humongous impact to the class, and to actually, I feel like, the fantasy of the class, which they've established in Legion, which I have fell in love with all over again. Even though in Alpha I was very unhappy, and I did not like the changes that they made. By the time that I actually played it live, with some play on the beta and things like that, I actually fell in love with this class again. So, this is the current state of where we're at as Mistweaver monks in PvP. We're not horrible. RBGs were still used heavily and widely, and the reason for that, and there's only one reason for that, is because we are Dispel machines. We can heal fairly well in Battlegrounds, and we also have the ability to do Revival. Heals all party members within 40 yards for 300,000 and clears them of all harmful magic, poison, and disease effects. This is the sole reason why you see comps, if you run at 1700 or higher, well, I would even say 1500 sometimes, where you'll have 3 Mistweaver comps, 3 Mistweaver healers in one group. They are super popular in Battlegrounds, and it's not the mobility. The mobility helps us. The lack of mobility is hurting Paladins, Holy Priests, and Resto Shaman, because they pretty much get insta-gibbed and locked down, and they can't do anything about it. Monks actually are able to move and get out of situations and move around and, try to finagle their way to stay alive. But the real reason why they're brought is because of Revival and the ability to Dispel, because right now the meta is, it's still kind of half and half with a lot of Rot. There are Rot comps that still are running Affliction Warlocks, and they're running Boomkin, and they're running Shadow Priests, and things like that. And the big sale for that is when you actually do play somebody who is able to deal with this, you've got Counteract Magic right here. It's Renewing Mist heals for 135% more, which has been nerfed. It used to be 200 and some percent. When the target is affected by magical damage overtime effect. Now, I run this, or I run Chrysalis. I very ever rarely run Dome of Mist. If I know that there's going to be somebody who's going to be super purge happy, and we don't have a lot of dot damage, then I will run Dome of Mist. But very often, I don't. It's usually Chrysalis, and then occasionally Counteract Magic, depending on what the team comp on the opposing team looks like, as well as what dispels that we have on our team, and how heavily I'm going to be relied on to get additional heals and things like that. So this does help. I have been running Refreshing Breeze for a while now. I used to run Fortune Turned after they changed Refreshing Breeze. It refreshes your Vivify, or I'm sorry, the Essence font hot instead of your Renewing Mist hot. And that was quite a nerf. That was like, it was so easy to heal Battlegrounds because you would just throw Renewing Mist out, and then you would just Vivify everything, and it would just refresh the Renewing Mist. With Counteract Magic, it was really overpowered. I will honestly say that. So, this is kind of what I run normally. Vim and Vigor, obviously, if you're going to be able to stay alive and keep your health above 80% majority of the time. If you seem to be finding yourself below 80% a lot, there's real no reason to run this because you're not getting a benefit. You can then run Zen Focus T. Or, if you prefer the haste, you can take Defender of the Week. I'm not a big fan of the haste. I don't think it really helps all that much. But Zen Focus T is pretty nice because you do have... I choose myself Focus Thunder, so I get 2 actual spells that get charged off of my Thunder Focus T. And it's up quite usually, and I usually use it on cooldown. So Zen Focus T is pretty nice too if you've got people sitting on you, if you know you're going to have a rogue sitting on you, or if you're going to have somebody else who's going to be able to kick from a distance, things like that. It can definitely help quite a bit. So, yeah, that's Mistweavers in a nutshell right now, necessarily. And if you are looking for artifact power, I did want to share this with you because I actually made a spreadsheet for this, so I could track myself how many points I have where and what they're doing. So, if you look here, we've got the artifact power points. This is, you get 1 point, like for level 1, it takes 100 to get 1 point. And then this is the total accumulation right here. Now, 34 I should say, fills all of your talents minus the talent that is the last gold talent, necessarily. Let me get this open again. And let's see, we'll close that. We'll open, oh no, I guess it's going to stay there. Anyway, so that's what that looks like. So, when you've got all your points here, this actually tells you per level the cost of what it is to get that point. So I have this available. If anyone would like this, send me an email at ricep@gmail or ricep1209@gmail.com, and I'd be more than happy to email this to you. I use this as a tracker to find out. Currently, you can't really see on my screen here, but I'm sitting at 296,000 or 2,965,000 even. So if I look on the list here, let's see. I'm looking for right here. So I have 45 points accumulated, and I have 36 points spent. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points sitting in the wings, waiting. That doesn't sound right. I've got 36 points spent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I guess that's 9. So I've got that. But then we also got a lot more to look forward to. And I actually used this to figure out the point distribution system of how much point per level it was going to take to be able to do something. So when you're looking at this graph, the Excel document, whatever you want to call it, we get all of these numbers, and this is just a brief look of what you can expect. So at a point, actually, when you hit level 57, when you get your 56th point, the next time that you level and actually get more artifact points, from level 57 to level 111, it is an even 6 million points per point. And at level 57, we've already earned 81,166,330 points. Then when we push down here, and we have all these levels, at the end, we're looking at spending 405,166,330 artifact power points when this is all said and done. So this is going to take some time to grind out, everybody. And I mean, if you think about it, if I'm sitting currently, where did I say I was sitting? 2965, right here. So I've already spent 30 million. That's exactly how many points that I have accrued and that I've got through. Actually, I'm at the one right above this, necessarily. So I've earned 27 million points currently, and it'll be 37 million by the time that I actually get this next level. But as you can see, this is just a nice little graph that I've put up because I was curious. I couldn't find this, and you don't see this in game anywhere. This isn't located in game to where you can find this. Luckily, Wowhead has got this information, and as long as you look in the right place and try to figure the right thing out, you can figure it out. It's not too hard. So this is what it looks like come 7.2 if you're interested in your artifact power. And this is what it's going to end up looking like if you are interested in trying to farm your artifact power. It is quite a long list, and it can definitely be overcoming to people because it is a lot of artifact power. But I wanted to thank everybody for joining us on the video. I hope this was helpful to people as well as useful knowledge, because it took me a while to try to find things and figure things out. And once I finally got it, I wanted to share it with people. So let me know what you think in your comments below, if this was helpful, if you'd like to see more things like this. Also, if you play Mistweaver in PvP, what do you think about your nerf of them removing Mistwalk from us? Do you think that it's a fair trade if they give us refreshing or fortifying brew and Chi Wave? Or do you think we're getting host? Because I think this is going to be the nail in the coffin for 90% of people who play Mistweaver in PvP. they're just not going to be effective anymore in Arena, and you're not going to see them again forever. So, not sure. It was I feel like it's a knee-jerk reaction on Blizzard's part to try to fix a problem, and the problem's not even Arena-based. So, it's just one of those things. Well, thank you for your time, everybody, and please subscribe, if you will. We do a podcast as well, the Victor Sanctum podcast, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video. We do that on Monday nights. We've got a Twitch stream for Victor Sanctum that you can go catch the VODs of that on there, or you can look us up on iTunes, TuneIn Radio, and or Stitcher to download our podcast. And we also do a news podcast that's very similar to basically the equivalent of me and another co-host. We go through all the patch notes that seem relevant for PvP that week, and we, inform you in about a 30, sometimes it's 15 to 30 minute podcast. And it's for World of Warcraft, it's for Hearthstone, it's for Heroes of the Storm, and Overwatch. So, I guess I'll catch you guys next time. I'm hoping to put some more videos out here, get some more stuff done, maybe some gameplay videos of how I play Mistweaver for people to see. And kicking a lot around another ideas and things like that about possibly forming some casual leagues for different games and stuff like that. So, thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.